What's up, everybody? Christian Ballard, sports journalist here at Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a team preview video today. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I have not done one of these in over a month. I know I've been slacking, but we're going to try to get back to it throughout the summer. Starting today with the Tennessee Volunteers. Got to look at their 2026 schedule. I got it up on the screen from fbsschedules.com. Want to hear from you guys, your thoughts on Tennessee going forward, going into this season. They've obviously had great success under Josh Heupel, made the playoffs one year, beat Alabama twice. What else have they done? They've done, 10-win seasons just out the gate, and a lot of good talent going to the NFL, especially from the offensive side. They've definitely turned the defense around. Now it's time to take a look at what they could do in 2026, and it is one of those years for the Vols where they get Georgia on the road, but they get teams like Alabama at home. They have to go to South Carolina, which is a big-time game, considering what happened in 2022, and I think they had lost there. I could be mistaken, but did they not lose there in 2024? Maybe not. I'm not sure, but y'all let me know in the comments. But overall, I think Tennessee is set up to have good success in 2026. When you look back at 2025, it's going to be one of those seasons where they fell just shy. They obviously had the Nico drama and situation throughout the offseason, and I wondered if it was going to be a distraction for Nico, going to be a distraction for Tennessee. I don't think that it was, but I think 8-5 is not bad for Tennessee. 4-4 in the SEC. Again, going 500. Probably not the worst thing in the world. However, you're Tennessee with a guy like Josh Heupel, who has beaten Alabama, has come close to beating Georgia, has played some good games there, has beaten up on teams like Florida or whoever, Vanderbilt as well, which who doesn't beat up on Vanderbilt, although I give them credit for Diego Pavia in the last couple seasons. He's now, I guess, with the Ravens. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, this is their schedule for 2026. I'll give a prediction record-wise. I'm not one to pick what the losses or wins are, but I can give you a general idea of how I feel about them as far as how they could finish the season strong. Or if they could finish the season strong, let's say. So y'all let me know in the comments. If they open with Furman, that should be no problem there. What's going to be interesting, though, is week 2. They go to Bobby Dodd. This is a home and home for Tennessee. They go to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech comes to Knoxville in 2027. They play Kennesaw State. They play Texas at home. They play Auburn at home before going on the road to Arkansas, who I think was one of their losses in 2024, I believe. Because that was the same day as the Vanderbilt and Alabama game. I remember that. They were like back-to-back games there. But anyways, they have Arkansas on the road. They host Alabama. They go to Williams-Brice in South Carolina and Columbia. They get the bye week. Everyone gets one bye week. We're back to that this year. Kentucky is your homecoming game at Texas A&M, LSU, and then at Vanderbilt to close the season. I will say I do think one of their wins will possibly be the Vanderbilt Commodores, although let's see what Jerry Curtis brings to the table. Maybe it's a team that gets off to a slow start, takes losses early, but maybe gets better throughout the year, maybe in the month of November or so. We'll see. Overall, I like how the schedule sets up. You get the tougher games. It's not – you kind of get them out the gate, I would say, with Georgia Tech. I do think Georgia Tech on the road is going to be tough. Texas will be tough. Auburn will be tough. Alabama, South Carolina on the road. All those teams will be tough. You're going to have some trickiness and traps with LSU and Lane Kiffin, and then going to Kentucky, doing whatever they want to do, whatever they do. I don't know what Kentucky does anymore. But that's your homecoming game in November. So overall, I think the schedule sets up nicely. I'm going to peg them, though. I'm going to say they're just shy of the playoffs. Now they could get in with this record, but I kind of like them comfortable at 9-3. Just to make this a quick video today, and then our next one's going to be Ohio State, who I do think is a playoff caliber team, and will be in the playoffs. But I'll save the schedule for later. But 9-3, would you guys probably agree with that? That's what I think they will be. Now I think their ceiling, they have the potential at 10-2. I don't. I think it is possible they get like Alabama at home. They don't. Notably, they do not get Georgia on the schedule, which is kind of disappointing. I'm trying to see. I guess Vandy, Alabama, and then who would it be? South Carolina? Is that the three permanent opponents, at least for the moment, for Tennessee? Y'all let me know. But Georgia fans, Tennessee fans, I'm sorry that game is no longer on the schedule, at least for the time being, in 2026. Hopefully you get it next year. I have to look, but, if they had that, you'd be looking like I think that's a game that should have stayed. Because what does Georgia need? I mean, in the SEC with Georgia, you have Auburn, you have, obviously, we're talking Tennessee here. They have Florida, but I think they gave them South Carolina, the border war thing. Anyway, it is what it is there. I hate that Tennessee-Georgia game is not going to be here. But for Tennessee's sake, it means not having 10 years in a row of absolute smackdowns against Georgia, or 11 years in a row, whatever the hell it's been. Anyway, I got them 9-3. They could fall in the 7-5, 8-4 if they really mess up a little bit. I think they could beat teams like Texas. I think they could get Arkansas. Well, you know what? Here's what I'll do. If I had to pick losses, I think they're going to lose to Georgia Tech. I think they're going to lose. Okay, I'll give you this. Georgia Tech, Texas, and I'm going to say Texas A&M. That's 9-3. Yes, I think they could beat Alabama and Neyland. Josh Heupel has it. Alabama's going to be struggling. They'll have question marks throughout the season. They might get it fixed by November, possibly mid-October, but I'm not confident in saying that Alabama could win the third Saturday game this year, at least at the moment. I still need to see a lot. We got a new quarterback. We got some key pieces. Ryan Coleman Williams coming in his junior year, obviously. But you got to replace guys like Bernard or whoever. Isaiah Horton, I think, is gone too. So there's some question marks. There's O-line. There's secondary issues that Alabama's got to fix up. And the same can be said for Tennessee too. They lost some key players, such as like James Pierce or whoever, in recent years and even into this year. So the same can be said there. But I cannot confidently, as an Alabama guy, say that Alabama's going to walk into Neyland and win on the road. I think the last two games there have shown that, but also not just the last two. I'm thinking it's a rivalry game. It can be pretty close there, even if they were to win it. But having questions about Alabama and quarterback and everything, I'm not so confident. So I'm honestly gonna take a L today at the moment and give that to Tennessee. So I still got them at around 9-3. Y'all let me know in the comments what you guys think. Ohio State, you're up next on the schedule preview. We'll get that out soon for you guys as well. Love you guys. Jesus loves you. Shout out to the Tennessee fans. Rest in peace to Big Vault Daddy, BBD. Shout out to TriStar and Squid. I love y'all. God bless. And we'll see you next time here on the Christian Ballard Show and Ballard Sports Media.